What you're about to listen to is a Bry-Fy production.
Yo, it's Bry-Fy coming live through your Wi-Fi. One-man show, but I'm feeling like a sci-fi. Comic books, video games, catching them all. Pokemon cards stacked, yeah, I'm ready to brawl. From Marvel to DC, I break it all down. Nifty nerd news, got the geeky rundown. Pop culture hits, movies and shows. I stay in the know while the fandom grows. So plug in, tune up, press play, let's ride. This is the Bry-Fy, baby, welcome to the vibe.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Bry-Fy podcast. I'm your host, Bry-Fy, your comics guy, and this is the first episode of 2026. We're here, man. We've made it. We survived New Year's, which was very surprising considering that the last episode of Stranger Things came out, and no, we'll talk about it. And mine and my wife's thoughts on there's a lot of thoughts there. And if you're on TikTok or we're a fan of the show and like see some of the social media posts about it, you know there were a lot of feelings on the last episode in the final season of Stranger Things. So we'll get to that later in the show. So that is the big thing to review for you guys this week. Just a heads up. But other than that, man, things have been pretty good. The new year, although we're only by the time I'm recording this is January 3rd, so we're a little bit late on the weekly episode, but it's because of the holidays, man. It's because of celebrating and stuff. But so far, the new year seems to be going well for me personally. I can't say that it's going well for the world or anyone else, but I know for me in my personal life, we're doing okay. And hopefully you are too. Yesterday, we decided to go visit a friend and deliver some late Christmas gifts. Well, we didn't get to see them for Christmas, so we went up and saw them in Houston for Christmas and had a surprise gift from them that I did not expect to receive. And it was something that was given to them to give to me. And it was some vintage Pokemon cards, which was really great. One of my favorite things. One, I love just when people give me free stuff. That's awesome too, right? But getting Pokemon cards is really fun because, you know, you get to look through them and things like that. With the newer stuff, because I've been working with it so much, you know, it's pretty easy to look through and be like, okay, this has no value, this has value. And so getting vintage cards, which is what I got, a whole bunch of vintage stuff, probably close to maybe 300 cards or more, who knows. It's a lot of fun because sometimes there's some crazy cards in there that have some value to them that I personally wouldn't have thought, oh yeah, this card clearly is a pricey card. And so I spent the majority of yesterday going through everything and really trying to, figure out if there's value, if there's actually a lot of stuff from my personal collection that I wanted to add. So I was really excited about that. But yeah, so I'm going through, and what was one of the coolest things I found was that there were some first editions mixed in with this. And if you know anything about Pokemon, you know that the first editions actually have some value to them. And I got a fossil set Kabuto first edition where the regular unlimited, which is non-first edition cards, the unlimited cards maybe $1 or $2, but the first edition you're pushing anywhere between $14 and $16. So it's holy crap, man, that's some value there. But it's also a card I need for my personal collection. So it's I know I do vendor stuff and things like that, but I also have, I want to complete my first 4 sets. I don't include base set 2 in this because to me, base set 2, and I mean, it literally is a reprint of base set, fossil, and jungle set put into one. So the sets that I want to complete are the base set, jungle set, fossil set, and first Team Rocket set. And I've completed my base set, which I'm really excited about. That's really awesome. Now I'm probably about 75% on fossil and jungle set each. And Team Rocket, I'm actually a little bit closer. I just need a couple of the hollows, which those are always really expensive. Including the Dark Charizard, that's probably I'm gonna have to take out a loan from the mortgage or something like that to get. But Sorry, I'm just looking at some of the cards. But yeah, man, it's pretty cool. I'm really happy, excited. It was fun getting to go through there. There were some really cool Japanese cards that were in there that I was really excited to see. And so it's some cool stuff, man. Like I said, some of these cards, it was really great because I get to fill out my personal collection with them. And that really helped grow my collection from like half done to over 3/4 of the way complete of what I want to collect. So pretty excited for that. Another cool thing I was able to pick up yesterday was Marvel's been doing this with their comics. I think I've talked about it in an episode a while ago. It's Marvel Premiere Collection, and it's like key stories of key characters collected into a cool little trade paperback. This one that I got was the Hawkeye by Matt Fraction and David Aja, and there's some other people in there who wrote and drew as well. But this story, I remember when it was coming out in single issues, was hands down one of my favorite books at the time, and it still is one of my favorite comic books. So when I saw the premiere collection in a Barnes and Noble, I just had to pick it up, man. It's fantastic. I love the feel of the book. The cover has a really great texture to it. Now the pages are a little smaller than a comic book, but that makes it great. It makes it great for just picking up and reading. And as much I love my single issues, I love the covers and everything, but having a cool trade paperback that's a little easier to carry, a little easier to pick up, and it still has printed versions of the covers inside, so I still get to view them. So this is a really cool book to have, and honestly, the Matt Fraction's Hawkeye is probably one of the coolest and greatest stories. And pair that with David Aja's art or Aja. I've always said Aja, but who knows? But it's a fantastic read. So if you find Hawkeye's from Marvel's Premiere Collection Edition, definitely pick it up. It is hands down a fantastic book to read. It looks great artistically, and the Hawkeye TV show that came out with him and Kate Bishop is, I don't want to say loosely based because it's a little tighter than that. It is based off this comic book, so it's really great. And if you enjoyed that show, the comic book is hands down way better. Although the show is still good. It's still one of my favorite Marvel television shows, but the comic book just does it so much better. So definitely check that out. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to so far. The start of the new year. Any big resolutions for me? Not really. I always feel like every year when I make a big New Year's resolution, I fail. And then I feel bad about failing, and you know how that all goes, right? So really this year, I just want to try to work on bettering my health and enjoying just that. Enjoying podcasting more, Like one of the big things, sorry, big sigh there. One of the big things with me with podcasting the last couple of years is I kind of grew out of it, man. I just didn't find the joy in it. I didn't find the love in it. And then like this past year, I kind of rekindled that in 2025. Had a lot of fun with it. I've guested on a couple of other podcasts. And so that's been a lot of fun, and I'm hoping to continue that this year. And I'm hoping maybe to bring some guests over here to my show this year. So that way, it's not just my voice that you hear the whole time. So those are the plans. We'll call them plans and not resolutions, because then, plans, they can mold and bend and change. Resolutions seem so resolute and they have to happen. And maybe that's why people always like 80% of people fail within the first month of their New Year's resolution. I do want to work out, like I said, and get stronger and get healthier. But I don't want to make it such a big, that has to happen type thing. And compared to last year where I rarely did anything, I'm trying to at least maybe, once a week do something physical. I feel like that's a very okay goal, right? If hey, once a week I get out for an hour and do something, that's a very attainable goal, or maybe throughout the week, all the things that I do equals up to an hour of physical activity. I don't know, man, I'm just trying to figure it out, man. What was that old NFL kids play? It was like kids place 60 or something like that. Like kids need to go outside 60 minutes and play. And I can't remember if that was daily or weekly or something like that. But it was like a big push from the NFL and stuff to like get kids exercising and things like I don't know. But anywho, with all that being said, let's get into the nifty nerd news. All right, guys, up first in the nifty nerd news, rumor mill is spinning very big this time, and it appears that Marvel Studios is reaching out to Jordan Peele's production company, Monkey Paw Productions, to potentially direct and film a new MCU film coming up. Who knows when? I did see on his IMDb page that Jordan Peele does have a unannounced project coming up. Maybe this is the Marvel thing. Who knows? But I think this is really interesting. I think it's really cool, because one, I believe Jordan Peele is a really good director. Like a lot of his movies get a lot of great recognition. They're really cool. Of course, you have like Nope, Get Out, and Us, really like thriller horror type movies, which I think, Marvel tried to dab into that with like the Doctor Strange, and like that's really it. But also, Jordan Peele and has really good comedic timing too as well. So I think for like a Marvel project that needs to balance comedy with drama and comedy with other aspects, I feel like he would honestly be a great fit for a Marvel movie. Now, what Marvel movie do you want to put him in charge of? That's like the weird part, right? Like, do you want him to try to tackle a person of color? Do you want him to just take a known hero, a more unknown hero? Like, who's out there, man? Like, who could use their own movie? Like, one, I always think of Luke Cage, Power Man. I was gonna say Power Fist. That's Iron Fist and Power Man. But that would be a cool movie. I mean, I know we get like the TV shows that are out there, but to give Luke Cage his own actual movie, I think would be a really cool idea and would be really neat. Of course, Moon Knight has his own stuff. Who else is out there, man? Like, I feel like I've been so far removed from Marvel and the comics and everything that I just, other than like the main ones that are out there, it's hard to imagine. Like, you could, of course, Miss Marvel. I honestly think she deserves her own movie. Although her TV show was fantastic, I would love to see her in a movie. Maybe bringing in like a Miles Morales Spider-Man character, because with things that are happening with Peter Parker, who knows what could happen, right? He could go away and now we can bring in Miles Morales. But ultimately it's up to Jordan Peele. What is there? The Thing? Not Swamp Thing. There you go. That's what I was thinking of. Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing's Marvel, right? Which one's... Oh, gosh. I always mix up Marvel and DC's Swamp Creature Hero Man thing. I don't know. There's just so many to it, right? There's so much that he could do. I feel like he would just be an excellent choice to be able to direct and film a Marvel project. Now, whether he wants to do it or not, that's another question, right? Because I also do feel like that with Marvel properties, there's something to them, man, that either makes, to me, I mean, yeah, the money's great and like it's almost like a guaranteed job, but I feel like there's a lot riding on them if you're a director and stuff, and the court of public opinions is always very negative, no matter what you do or how well of a product you put out. It just goes to show with some of my favorite projects, like Luke Cage, like Miss Marvel, like Daredevil. Well, no, Daredevil's actually really well received. And honestly, I feel like Miss Marvel is very well received too, but you have a lot of people who just hate on it. Well, I guess because she's a girl and a person of color, and they poke fun at male masculinity problems, and they don't like that. So whatever, fuck you guys. No. Anyway, moving on. Other projects that are coming up. So I think it was Hulu. Yeah, it was Hulu that I saw this on. Released their official teaser for a new Malcolm in the Middle TV show. Had no idea this was coming up. Frankie Nunez, I think is his name. Nunez. To my knowledge, he was racing NASCAR trucks. Like that was like his new thing. He wasn't an actor anymore. He was racing, like professionally racing, which is pretty interesting, right? But now he's coming back for a TV show. I don't know how many episodes it's going to be, if it's going to be anything big or anything. Maybe it's just like a party, or not like a party, like an anniversary where they're just kind of re-celebrating, like, oh yeah, man, we did this show so long ago, and we just bringing it back, dude, and just, to say hi and everything. But from what I can gather from the teaser trailer is that Malcolm, who's, Frankie, has basically hid away from his family. He's gone on to live a normal life and basically just keeps things in secret from his family, or doesn't really talk to his family, doesn't want people to know about his crazy family. But he ends up, for whatever reason, having to come back to his family. It looks like, his father and mother, Hal and Lois, are celebrating their 40th anniversary, and they want their son to come back and celebrate with them. But it just seems like once he comes back, all the things start happening. all the old Malcolm in the Middle scenarios and shenanigans just start to ensue, and Malcolm's life starts to become unraveled based on what's happening in the trailer. So, I mean, it looks like a good time. If you're a big fan of the show, I think it's going to be really fun. I mean, I'm not a huge Malcolm in the Middle fan. Not like I'm a huge Scrubs fan, so I'm like really excited for the Scrubs reunion show to come back, or like reboot, whatever you want to call it. So I'm sure there are people that are really excited for the Malcolm in the Middle stuff to come back and see like what happens from there. But it almost seems like it's going to be kind of like a one and done season, right? Like it seems like there's a clear like reason for him coming back, and there's going to be conflict, but then there's going to be resolution at the end of the season where it's like, okay, like I won't shun you guys out of my life anymore, and like I'll be a big boy and we'll get on with it. Like that's kind of what it seems like. I don't know. We'll have to see how that all plays out. And it comes out, I think, this year, so you don't have to wait too much longer, which is really great. Also coming out this year, and moving on to our next bit of nifty nerd news items, is the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. Yeah, it is 1996 when Pokemon was first introduced to the world. We are, oh my goodness, 30 years later. First off, I'm older than Pokemon, which is crazy. But I do remember when Pokemon came out, and I remember having to have the Game Boy game, and then having to have the cards and watching the anime. So, like, this was definitely my big thing as a child, right? But now here we are, 30 years later. Man, it feels like just a couple years ago, and it really was 5 years ago. We were celebrating the 25th anniversary, and that's actually, I didn't even really get back into Pokemon with the 25th anniversary. It was, what, a year or two later, right? 2021, 2022 is when I got back into Pokemon. I'm trying to remember when Pokemon Scarlet and Violet 151 was released. Let's take a look right here. Pokemon 151 release date. So it came out September 22nd, 2023. So I only got back into Pokemon cards like 2 or 3 years ago. So, and that's pretty funny because it came out right around my birthday. And so, yep, it was just a disaster waiting to happen to get me back into Pokemon. It's pretty crazy. So, yeah, so about 3 years after the 25th anniversary is when I got back into Pokemon. Things got really crazy the last 2024 and 2025. Things have kind of chilled out a little bit, but it's still really, really hard to find cards in like Walmart's, Dollar General's, Family Dollars, Best Buys and stuff. But like you could tell things were kind of heating off a little bit. I can see collected prices kind of like collection prices kind of coming down a little bit of like sealed products and stuff. But now you have the 30th anniversary, and that's only going to ramp things back up, which kind of sucks because damn it. But at the same time, hey man, it's a celebration. Celebrate it while you can, because there are not a lot of products that last this long. Not a lot of things that can be this popular for this long like Pokemon has, man. 30 years of just childhood dominance is insane to me. But with the 30th anniversary comes the McDonald's promotional cards once again in the Happy Meals. So that means we've seen it in the past where basically neckbeards all over the world, or all over the United States in this case, are going to go to McDonald's, buy all the Happy Meals they can, and then just leave it all in the trash just for the Pokemon cards. Because surprisingly enough, there is some value to this. It's crazy to me that McDonald's cards for Pokemon have value. Like, have not just meh value, but like, oh, like there's actual like money involved. Like, let's see, we can look at the 20th, and they do it almost like yearly, right? But if we go to the 25th anniversary Pokemon cards, there is a Pikachu that came out with the 25th stamp, and it's going for about $2.50, like, which pretty decent, right? That like, I'm like, when I say have value, I'm not talking about like these are like $100 cards or anything like that, so don't get that skewed, right? But people are going to be clamoring for this stuff. Let's see, let's go back to like the first year they did it, 2011. Some of these cards are pushing, this one's $8, a Zorua $8, a Maractus $6, 65. These are cards I don't even know anything about. Oshawott, Tepig, okay, I know those guys. $5 for the Oshawott, $5 for the Tepig, $4 for the Snivy. Those were the three starters for that iteration of Pokemon. And these $8, $5, $6, like that's value right there, man. Go to something a little bit. Let's look at Pokemon in 2019. Oh my goodness. So the Pikachu Holo for that year, 2019, $17.80. The Eevee, which was Holo, $17.68. Lapras, $16. Alolan Meowth, $14. Magmar, $10. Caterpie, $10. Ghastly, $10. So yes, these McDonald's cards can have some value to them, which is insane to me, man. So I know this is only going to be more crazy, and it's going to be more upsetting because it's going to make it even harder for me to get product, and I already know it's going to be harder for me to get product. So I'm like frustrated, happy, but frustrated. Moving on, here in Texas, something kind of cool is going to be happening, especially fans of theme parks and the like. It looks like up near Frisco, Texas, which is probably about, 35 to 40 minutes north of Dallas, they're going to be getting Universal's Kid Resort, which I don't know what Kids Resort means. I mean, okay, let me rephrase it. It's Universal Kids and Resort. There, that sounds better than Kids Resort. But it's a more kid-friendly theme park from Universal, I guess in the vein of like Disney World, Disneyland type things, where like Disney was always more kid family based, and then now with some of their attractions are trying to attract a older audience. It seems like Universal started with the older audience and is now, I don't want to say backtracking, but moving to a more kid-friendly one. But it's kind of cool that it's coming in Texas because, you always get stuff on the East and West Coast, like I said, Florida and California get all the stuff. But what about the central people? Us here in the center, right? So kind of makes sense that, you put it in Texas. It's a really big state. Got quite a few big cities that are around it and a lot of people there. So it could be really cool, I think. I don't know. We'll see. I don't go up near Dallas, so I don't know what it's like up there. I know it gets cooler up there, so maybe that's a good thing. Who knows? But the Universal Kids Resort will feature interactive land themes around beloved characters such as Shrek, SpongeBob, the Minions, Puss in Boots, Trolls, Gabby's Dollhouse, and Jurassic World. My son loves Trolls, and that's it. Oh no, he likes the Minions too. So like these are big hitters in the kid world, right? Like these are big movies. Shrek, of course, is a huge one for a lot of even people my age because Shrek came out when we were younger. SpongeBob SquarePants has been around forever as well. Minions was always really popular. Trolls really popular. Puss in Boots, of course, coming from Shrek. Gabby's Dollhouse, I don't know too much about. And then Jurassic World could be really fun. It's like a little bit something for adults. It seems like, like the Jurassic Park stuff. So it's like it could be a little scarier, but maybe not too bad because if it's Universal Kids, I'm sure they're going to kind of tone down the fear factor with some of the things and some of the rides and stuff. And it looks like there are going to be some wet play areas for children. So like some water park themed ish stuff. So that could be really interesting. Of course, in Texas, it gets so hot. So having a cool down area or a water based area will be really good. And it looks like the resort says the hotel or resort, whatever you want to call it, holds about 300 rooms. So that's potentially at a minimum 300 guests. No. But it's going to be a themed hotel too, much like you see with Disney and all and the other Universal stuff. So it could be really cool, man. Who knows? I would love to get a chance. Like I've never really been to a Universal theme park now that I think about it. So this would be probably, and it opens this year, April or June, somewhere between April and June of this year in Frisco, Texas. So it could be pretty interesting. It's probably going to be really busy this summer. So maybe I'll wait till closer in the winter to make a trip up there. Who knows? But, it's going to have a resort. It's going to have like amenities there. So it could be nice, man. We'll have to see. And then finally, the last thing of the nifty nerd news that we're going to talk about, and it has to do with the game of the year, Expedition 33. Well, it turns out it got one of its awards taken away from it. Right? No. So they won Game of the Year for, the main video game awards, but also for the Indie Video Game Awards, which is a different award ceremony and a different award company or whatever. They gave the Game of the Year to Expedition 33 as well. Well, in the time since I got it to now, the company has actually pulled that award, retracted that award away from Expedition 33 and given it to another game called Sorry We're Closed. Or no, that was, so I'm sorry, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 won two major awards there, Game of the Year being one and Debut Game of the Year. And so Debut Game Award then went to Sorry We're Closed after that was pulled from Expedition 33, and Game of the Year Award was given to Blue Prince after being pulled from Expedition 33. But why? Why did it lose these awards? Well, the Indie Game Awards have a really big stance against AI usage in their games. And as it turns out, Expedition 33 used kind of like a general AI to help build worlds, and then like kind of the best way I can describe it is they essentially used AI to like add almost like a storyboard, or like, hey, this is how this world will play out, or like this is how it's going to look. So like AI generated placeholders for objects and stuff, and then they went back and added their actual art from artists and things like that, like digital art and stuff, and built the game around that. So basically they used AI to build the bones, and then went back and redid everything with actual artists and things like that. But for the Indie Game Awards, that's a big no-no. And they said using AI in any part of the video game disqualifies games from being able to win their awards. But from what I've read online, there's actually a lot of games and developers and things that use AI generally to help build their stories and things, like whether it's just coming up with like storyboard artwork just to be placeholders to then add stuff like, hey, I want to do like a steampunk desolate world with this who knows, color filter on it or something like that, and it'll build like a base picture, so that way you can talk through a storyboard and like, you know, share how you want the game to work, stuff like that. Like apparently a lot of more companies than we think, video game and others, use AI to help just kind of start things off, and then from there they, you know, then they hire the real artists and actors and things to actually fill it out and make it real. And so, and I don't necessarily disagree with that, because getting those ideas together and trying to get a start on that is hard. It is difficult. Yes, there are people out there that can do it, but not everyone can. And like someone like me, I can really, and I've done it, I've used AI. In fact, hey, my musical intro for this is AI generated, AI made. And then my outro, I actually did myself. And while I'm very proud of my outro, I really like my intro. It sounds really cool and I really enjoy it. But like, even for that, like I've done other things where I've used AI to help me like generate better responses or better put my thoughts onto paper. I haven't used it to make a podcast yet. Like, well, I mean, to come up with things to say for a podcast yet, but maybe I should try that just to see what, maybe not an actual script, but like an outline of some sort. I don't know. I've thought about it because AI is everywhere. I mean, I've definitely used it and to help me draft company emails so I sound a little more professional and better at it. So that way I don't just sound like my mumbling idiot self when I'm trying to create a retort for someone at my job. No. And I've done it to help me write like funny song lyrics for like people at my job so I can make fun of them, and to AI music that we've also generated. So I don't know. They're like, of course there are things that I like. I don't think AI should be like a finished product that gets you monetary gain, right? Like you should not be using AI to win awards, to win art things where you're making hundreds of thousands of dollars off paintings that were AI generated and not actually made by yourself. Like that I don't agree with. But using it as like a fun thing between you and your friends, or to help you, like I said, have the bones to be able to build to actual things, you know, like I don't see a huge issue with that. And I know that kind of, maybe not everyone agrees with that. And I understand we all have our own opinions on what AI should be and what to do. Now, I will say, I think AI will be ruining a lot of things. I've seen it with the gaming industry, and that's like one thing we can kind of move into also with, like, other than like this award stuff with Claire Obscure Expedition 33, but like we're seeing gaming company, or like hardware companies like NVIDIA, who specialize in like graphics card, GPUs, and RAM, now pulling product from the consumer market so they can dedicate it to the AI market and AI makers and things like that, because to them that's more lucrative and that's going to be a better business venture for them. But now it's making it where it's going to be so much harder for you and I and console companies to get the RAM and GPUs needed to make affordable game consoles. In fact, NVIDIA just came out and said like their GPU, one of their GPUs, I can't remember which one it is, that's normally $2,000, now because of their AI usage and limited market that they themselves have created, will have to now charge $5,000 for that same GPU in order for it to like balance out. But that doesn't make sense to me, because you're still selling GPUs to the AI market, but you're forcing this market shrinkage and demand. Like this is completely absurd to me. So I'm praying another company steps in to offer cheaper alternatives. And what I hope is NVIDIA fails. I hope that they completely just destroy themselves, eat themselves for making this stupid decision, because eventually the government or someone is going to try to put a stop to AI, or a very big limit on AI. And I feel like it's going to happen, because you have so many people complaining about it, that something is going to happen. Who knows if it's going to be good or bad, but something is going to happen to AI because of something with the government. I just know it. Like, it just has to happen, right? like I said, there's some fun uses for it, and I enjoy playing with it. But I understand the resources it takes up and the damage that it can do to the world and society. So I understand. Like, hey, I'm having fun with it, but it probably needs to go away. It's like people doing drugs. It's really bad for you, right? Really bad. But some people find enjoyment out of it. I don't know what's worse, being addicted to alcohol or AI. There's a new AA around. AI Anonymous out there. Who knows? Anyway, that's all that I got for the Nifty Nerd News, guys. Thank you so much for hanging around and paying attention to the show. Up next, we're going to talk about some Stranger Things. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around for the review portion of the Bry-Fy podcast. We're going to talk about season 5 of the Stranger Things, and I thought it would be perfect opportunity and time to force my wife to come here on the microphone.
Hey.
One, because she's probably one of the bigger Stranger Things fans that I know, and not just because she does deep dives on fan theories and fan fictions. But she also has strong opinions on how things went. And so, first off, we'll just
Where do you even start?
like, where do you start? Well, first, I'll say this. I thought the season finale. Well, okay, well, hold on. We won't even talk about the season finale right now. There's season 5 in general.
Volume 1, Volume 2, and finale.
I thought was good. There was a lot of great moments in there, a lot of fun things. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed season 5. The finale stuck the landing, but after a very lackluster routine, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things I wish they would have done, and a lot of things that I thought they could have done better, which we'll definitely talk about. But I thought it was okay. What did you think of the season of Stranger Things?
Okay. So,
Also, spoiler alert for anyone.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Definitely. So, completely enjoyed Volume 1. Volume 1 was fantastic. Volume 2, I was just kind of like, there's only one episode left after this. What about all the things we got to answer? But okay, that's fine. And then the finale. I guess if you love all the characters, I don't like if you're a casual fan, I feel like you would probably be happy with the way it ended.
No one dies, or no one big dies. Well,
Except for Callie, but
no one big dies.
no one liked Callie, I guess.
Everyone hated Callie. No one was sad that Callie died.
We thought that she was
Okay.
We thought that she was gonna be like Mistress of the Abyss.
Like the Mind Flayer's second in command, or like another person used.
It's a D&D character.
Right. Do you remember who that character was? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, I don't remember, but it has to do first of all, the amount of theories the rabbit hole of theories I went down, I think really set my hopes up too high. Because the things people were putting together, like with Kali, like the number 8, the arachnid. There's a character in D&D that like
it's like a spider queen or something like that.
I don't know very much about D&D, but it's just I feel like if they would not have left so many plot holes, I would be happy. First of all, important but not important, I am a Byler stan.
That's very important.
It's important, but even if Byler didn't happen, like, there were so many ways I could have been happy with this, but they just did not.
They just
did not.
First, it was Bakugo and Deku.
See, and like, I am not not a stranger to failed ships, okay? I'm not going to base how good a show is on whether or not my ship is canon or not. I'm not going to do that. But Elle dies? Mike can't even say I love you in the end?
That was pretty bad. Like, okay, so...
Like, the whole... One of the biggest premises for season 4 is that Elle's just like, you don't say I love you from Mike.
Right.
But, like, my I'm about to die speech, goodbye.
And the one chance yes, it would have been cliche, but
even
chance...
if it wasn't romantically, he could have said I love you in a platonic way. If that was not, like, if that's the point they were trying to make of, like, they weren't together this season or whatever.
Right.
Like...
No, and I think you're right. I think there were so many plot holes that were not covered, like, at all. Like, not even addressed in some of them. Like,
talking about this is really hard because there's so many different things about it that I'm disappointed. Well, I guess, okay, so maybe list the things that I was happy about.
Okay, yeah. What did you like? Because that's a lot shorter.
First of all, I really like Lucas and Max's
their relationship.
Character development this season.
That was such a beautiful moment.
It was very satisfying.
When Max comes back and Lucas is there, like they're like the big couple, right? Like they're like the main, like in what is it, How I Met Your Mother, how there's what's his name? Jason Segel and what's her name? They're like the main couple. Like they're not the main characters, but they're like the main couple. Yeah, we love them. They're the main couple, right?
They're ride or die. Right,
they're ride or die, and that's what Max and Lucas were. So getting their big moment together was really nice and really awesome.
Yeah, I like that. I liked Miss Wheeler's badass moment.
Oh, that was Karen, right?
Yes.
The only good Karen.
Right.
Dude, she was like, she kills demi-dogs, and like she blew them up with a...
She definitely like proved that she wasn't just a pretty face. Was she put that like, oh, this is an oxygen tank. If I throw it in a dryer, it's gonna explode.
It's going to explode. I don't know if that's really how it would work, but it was badass.
Movie physics, but it's...
And then she had like the crazy like scars on her because she got attacked by the Demogorgon and stuff. Like she looked like an action hero, like a badass action hero.
She is more than just Ted Wheeler's wife.
That's right. Ted Wheeler, he was kind of useless.
I feel like they definitely could have killed him off, honestly.
No one would have cared, though.
She would have been set free.
Like, I feel like he had a lot more going for him in previous seasons. And then, like, this season, he was, like, there to be like, why is everyone in my house?
He had nothing going for him in previous seasons.
Okay, well, like, I feel like he had more to say.
I'm sitting in front of the TV and I'm watching TV.
Okay.
My son with a girl.
Well, his one line this show was talking about like, why are all these people in my house? And then immediately he gets attacked, and now it all makes sense, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, he tried, I guess.
Did he? I don't even remember what he did.
He tried to hit it with a golf club.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But, so, like, I was happy with that. Definitely happy that they decided to make Nancy a single Pringle woman. Independent, don't need no man.
That was a nice scene, too, like, between her and Jonathan. Like, them kind of realizing, like, I don't know, like I care about you, but, like, this doesn't work.
Not working together.
Like, this isn't right.
And just because I'm not with you doesn't mean I'm going to Steve. Steve wants 6 kids, and I don't want that.
Right. I think that was another really important thing. It wasn't Nancy choosing
one or the other. She chose herself.
It wasn't a Edward Jacob moment or anything like that. It was really like, yeah, I'm choosing myself because, one, I'm young. I got a lot that I want to work on with me. And
she didn't know what she wanted.
And
really.
Yeah.
She wanted space to explore that without the influence of somebody else's opinion.
Right. And I like the way, like Jonathan's not proposal to her. Like, I thought that was really sweet in a way. And
I think if that was a 50-50, because at least online I've seen a lot of discourse on like, wait, so they broke up?
Like some people didn't understand.
Some people didn't understand.
Like,
which
I get it.
That's fair. But like I knew what was happening. So that I agree with.
I love Steve and Robin, their interactions. They were really funny together. Like, what was the one line when they were talking about trying to fly a helicopter into the abyss? And he's like, that's too big. That's never going to fit. And Robin just says, Steve hears that all the time, and that doesn't stop him.
He goes in anyway.
And then his reaction,
wrong with you?
that's what he says. Ugh, God, it was really funny. There were a lot of funny, like, one-liners like that. What is it? Derek? What?
Delightful Derek.
Not Delightful Derek, when he's
Dipshit Derek.
Dipshit Derek. And
He's not Dipshit Derek
he's like,
anymore.
suck my fat one, and all kinds of... He says some awful stuff, but he's really funny, and he has some good
I
one-liners.
loved his character. His character was such an amazing addition to the story.
It was a lot of fun.
But I don't know, man. I enjoyed Dustin and Steve's growth this season.
Yeah.
That was I felt fulfilled with that.
Especially, like, you know, because they addressed Eddie and how Dustin felt about him and how Steve felt about it. And so, like, I thought that was a good closure point for that whole part, sure. Right? Which makes me so mad because you had these great moments where they close a lot of these plot lines, but then there's so many more that they just don't. Like, they just either abandon or they completely forget. Like, there was like...
Just like killing Vecna, right? Will's fine? He doesn't feel that?
Yeah, man.
Not only Vecna, but the Mind Flayer?
Yeah, like, they do all this damage to the Mind Flayer, which...
And Will's just chilling.
Yeah, supposedly Will is supposed to be connected, because that's what you find out, right?
Every time anything else has been attacked, caught on fire, anything.
Like, what? Like, even way back when, Will's in the hospital, and they
even
have
the
that...
vines.
Yeah.
Even the vines. If those caught on fire, he could feel it.
Like, he could feel that. Or, like, they were poking the thing in the hospital, and Will's like, ow, or, like, he feels it, too. And so, like, now you're telling me they're sitting here shooting this thing with fire, bullets, grenades, and Will's just like, yeah, keep it up, my dudes. Like, I don't know. That was kind of weird. The fact that there's no demi-dogs,
where are all the monsters?
All these creatures that have been...
The Demobats, the Demodogs, the Demogorgons.
Like, they've been terrifying for the last 4, 5, well, even this season they've been around. In fact, I'd never seen so many Demogorgons in this season. There was like so many attacking the kids and everything. And then all of a sudden you're telling me
you're in their homeland.
And there's nothing. We didn't see anything. Nothing flying in the background. Like,
nada.
I don't know, that frustrated me the most. I think, well, okay, there were two things that I was really frustrated about. That... Like, there's where are all these creatures that have been terrifying up until now that they're not even there. And then the military just kind of going away after everything's said and done.
Again, there's so many. You just pick one. Like,
there's so much to be mad about in this final season or episode.
And I hate to say that because I love the characters and the actors, and this was their baby. And so, like, this is nothing against the actors, but, like, just the writing, like, it had so much potential. And I think that's what's more upsetting about it, is because they could have done something just not seen before. Like, there was so much potential with it, and they just...
threw it all away.
Well, they played it safe.
Well, I think the other thing, too, is, like, they kept talking about, like, oh, you have to pay attention to these details, and, oh, like, no one's getting this. It's like they built it up. They created this crazy hype with details and their quote-unquote storytelling, and then you saw none of that in the final episode.
Like, and that's even more frustrating, because the first 4 seasons, like, every time a season ends, you're just like, wow, that was amazing. Like,
right.
How do they make 4 amazing seasons and then this? You know, it's...
All right, so I'll ask you this. Was this a better final episode or was the final episode of Game of Thrones a better final episode? Because I already know how I feel. So for me, while you're still pondering
I'm
that,
thinking, sorry.
I still think they do a better job than Game of Thrones does. But I still feel like it had the same feeling of that, whereas it felt rushed. It felt like the writers were just tired and wanted the show to end. And so they were just like, let's slap an ending together. Because that's what it felt. It just felt like a rush job. Like, yeah, you get everyone's happy ending, right? Or like...
See, and I'm the type of person, I love a good epilogue. I love a good, where are they now? But like...
Really, the only people who I felt like... Who got a good epilogue? I think the older kids did. Steve, Jonathan, Robin, and Nancy. I like the way their epilogue ends.
Oh, where did Robin's girlfriend go?
That's not important.
What happened to Vicky?
Robin left her behind and lied to her like she always does. No, I don't know. That was... Well, she does kind of make a reference... I thought she said something about overbearing girlfriends or something. And I thought that was a reference to Vicky.
Overbearing partners.
Oh, okay. Well,
Their significant others.
okay. Well, I interpreted that as a reference to Vicky, because Vicky does kind of seem like...
No, you don't get to do that, though. Vicky was thrown into the deep end.
I mean, she really was. Like...
Monsters, the government. She was just trying to be a nurse.
Like, she really wasn't even thrown into it till literally, like, the last episode, right?
Yeah.
Or was it the episode right before?
No, it was the last episode, I
Yeah.
think.
So, like, the very last episode, she gets thrown into all of this.
Or maybe it was the episode before episode.
Yeah, I can't remember. But, like...
7, I mean.
Like, you know, but she really comes in at the ass end of everything, and then it has to just deal with it, because then they all leave her.
If they could have done one more episode, they could have wrapped it up so much cleaner. Because it felt sloppy.
Yeah.
It felt sloppy, and I think if they could have addressed half of the plot holes, I would have been a lot happier. But like,
Right, there was just so much that...
what happened to Dr. Owens?
Right. And it's funny because we were just talking earlier, because I found a post on TikTok that made like, hey, these are these just tiny suggestions that would have make so much more sense, right? Like, so in the show, people who are fans will remember, like, when Hop gets sent to Russia, or everyone thinks he dies, right? Max goes into a coma before Hopper comes back. So when she wakes up and then she sees Hopper,
There's no like,
she doesn't
huh?
address, like, why is Hopper here or anything. Like, you don't see that. And it literally could have been something of like that, like a, huh? Like, or why are you here? Or like, you're alive. It could have been just literally just the one sentence.
just a one-liner of like, where it was addressed.
Right. And Hop could have said, and in the TikTok, they said, Hop could have said, that's a story for another time. We got to go. Or like, we'll talk about it later. Like, that's all it had to be. What's up, bud? I'll be there in a little bit, okay? Oh, sorry, Archie's playing Legend of Zelda. And sometimes he gets into really hard spots and needs some help. But like, and then what was the other, like, you talked about Dr. Owens, right? Like, my biggest thing was the military just...
You guys are free to go. I
Yeah,
know
like-
you killed a lot of our agents, but
Like Dr. K, yes, we know Dr. K and her little black
It's
ops group
unethical.
is evil and unethical, but you just captured these people who have wiped out dozens of your men, and you're just going to be like, well, L's gone. The one thing we wanted is gone, and now we can't get it. So we're just going to let everyone go and be like,
happily ever after.
yeah, like, no. So like the one suggestion was, like, while Dr. K and her black ops group has them all captured, that's when Dr. Owen shows up with his own military people, and that's when they arrest Dr. K. And then there's closure to that,
For crimes
right?
against humanity.
Yeah, crimes against humanity and stuff like that. Because then there's closure to that, right? Okay, we're going to be okay because the bad people got caught.
Yep.
And
But
no, they just
Nothing.
leave, and we don't know what happens to them.
also, how did Max graduate with the boys when she was in a coma for like 18 months?
She's super smart.
Like, just, okay, yeah, sure.
Some people were mad about that, but I just was like, oh, she must be really smart. I don't know. Like, we've had people, even in my school, like, graduate a year ahead. I think some people were mad that, oh, she can skateboard after 18 months. Like, she's perfectly fine. I'm trying to remember what happened to her, though. She just was in a coma, right? Or did she get, like, all her bones?
Yeah, she got Vecna'd.
Okay, so she did get completely Vecna'd.
A lot of people were also like, so she can see?
Oh, yeah.
She's not blind?
She's not blind. Like, she can see perfectly and everything.
Which, again, like, there are some things that I'm like, okay, yeah, fine. But, like, it's just...
It was the power of love. She saw Lucas and everything was healed.
But, okay, so also, like, so many, like, details that led to nowhere. Like, why did everyone forget Will's birthday?
Yeah, Will's birthday. And no one talks about that. What was the other thing they were talking about? Like
the painting?
What
about the painting? The lie.
The radial dial.
Yeah, oh, the
voltage
dial being
like,
red in one scene and gray in the other.
And then it turns out these are all just horrible writing.
Just mistakes?
Mistakes. No, they don't make mistakes. It's in the details. I think that's what's made me more frustrated is the way that the brothers, what are the Duffer brothers, have talked about in interviews and stuff is like, you got to look into the details and nothing's a coincidence and like.
But like, if you've seen more recent ones after the finale, they're just like,
Like now they're just trying to explain away bad writing.
Probably happened off screen.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, that happened off screen and stuff like that. I don't know, like.
And then what was the deal with all the scenes that were cut from the final season?
Right, we did hear that.
There was like a document release that Netflix cut a lot of scenes. So I don't know what that was about. Like, it's just...
It was probably your Byler love ending that you should have gotten.
I mean, that would be amazing. But again, there was a way this could have been amazing without Byler. Like, I just... I don't know. I'm disappointed because it had so much potential and...
I think
they had such a great track record with the previous seasons.
Yeah.
And so, like, it feels out of left field that it's just, we feel so unfulfilled.
I feel you. I don't know. Like,
And then Mike stays in Hawkins and just...
writes stories.
Which, again, I always kind of imagine him being an author anyway, but like he never gets out, he never leaves, he just
right
kind of like becomes his dad.
I don't know. Yeah, that was kind of interesting, like the epilogue portion of it all, right? I think some made perfect sense, like Steve becoming a coach in Hawkins.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like that made sense, the way he like handles kids and stuff, and him and Dustin's friendship after like Dustin goes to college but he still hangs out with Steve.
And then it's just like for a series that was supposedly made for the outcasts and the freaks and has had an LGBTQ... What's the word I'm looking for? It's had themes of LGBTQ and like they sidelined both of the queer characters. Like,
yeah, because like they made it a very huge deal in season 5 of Will being gay and him coming out to literally everybody.
No, like literally, like from the very beginning, Will has had a journey of accepting his queerness. And
right.
Like,
like they make it like this huge point in season 5, like, oh, he has to come out because Vecna's holding this against him and this fear. And
see, like, and they could have done so much more with that. Like, what visions? Like, show us the visions.
Right. What was the point? And like he kind of talks about it, right? He's like,
yeah. I mean, like,
yeah, you guys are kind of accepting, but then we just don't talk anymore. Like, you guys kind of leave me.
And I feel like it's so unrealistic that he came out to everyone.
Right. I think, honestly,
especially as Will as a character, like,
yeah,
it was completely out of character to come out to everyone.
Right. I think if it was just him, his mom, and maybe Mike.
Or the original party, even, I could take that.
Right. I almost thought what was going to happen was he was going to come out to his mom, but Mike was going to be there, like in the corner or like around the corner.
Right, like that would just, that would feel more realistic.
But then it didn't even matter because it's not even brought up. Like Vecna doesn't try to even hold that against Will when they're fighting the big thing. Like, I know your secret,
yeah, like,
and Will's like, everyone
like,
knows my secret.
They did nothing with it.
And
I mean, like, I think Will's monologue was really good. It was very emotional.
oh yeah, it was. I just don't think it should have happened that way.
No, right. It didn't feel.
Because like they talk about like Callie's there, and she's like, I have no idea who this person
And then
is,
they're like,
but he's
"Me
pouring
too,
out.
me
Yeah.
It didn't feel genuine. Like,
No.
especially for someone like Will who has struggled with his identity, especially being gay. Like, I feel like it would have meant more if he
Right.
came out to his chosen few, like to his chosen family.
Right. And then like the other thing too, like with Will's character, I still feel like he should have been the one to personally fight Vecna, like
Oh yeah,
for the big finale.
like they built Will up so much, and then
He
they did nothing with him.
all he does is make Vecna hesitate
You're
once,
like me.
and L kills Vecna, which I mean, yeah, that's cool. And I mean, yeah, we wanted L to be like the big hero, right? But
It felt so rushed. Like, and how is it that beating not only the Mind Flayer and Vecna seemed less hard than beating Billy and
Billy
the
villain. Billy.
Billy and the Mind Flayer in season 3? I think it was season 3.
3 or 4, I can't remember.
Not 4.
I wasn't 4. I thought it was 4 because...
No, it was 3 because 4 is when everyone starts getting Vecna'd.
Oh, okay. Excuse
But
me.
like... Ew.
Sorry. I'm getting over being sick.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool to watch them fight the Mind Flayer. It was probably one of my favorite parts of the season, but it did seem like they...
Like, I felt like that would have been fine if that was, like, a step leading to the destruction of. But just that being it felt so... It fell flat.
Right. I don't know. And, like, maybe if they would have made it more apparent that things that were happening to Vecna were affecting the Mind Flayer, or things happening to the Mind Flayer were affecting Vecna. But then Will's not being affected at all, even though he's supposed to be connected to both the... Like, all three are supposed to be connected. And then the children who are all connected because...
Yeah, them not being affected
them
at
not
all?
feeling... Like, so it was, like
It's
I
just
said...
inconsistencies.
Right. But...
Oh, and also, Hop and Joyce knowing Henry because they went to school together and were friends.
That's a whole nother thing, because that comes
But
with...
we're not going to mention that.
Right, because that comes with the play, right? What was that called? The play?
Oh, First Shadow.
First Shadow, right? And First Shadow is like Henry's origin story, I guess. And I mean, they kind of make a small reference to it in season 5, because Max goes through a memory.
Again, they did nothing with it.
I know. And that's another big thing, because they said, oh yeah, it's canon and it means something. And then it...
Like, pay attention to every detail. And we
it
did.
does...
And then now they're mad that we did.
Because we're saying, well, you said all this in the play and stuff that you guys helped write, and why didn't we talk about any of this? Like, Joyce doesn't recognize them, Hopper doesn't recognize them, Henry doesn't recognize them, Joyce and Hopper. Like...
I don't know, but see, remember how... Okay, so at the end of Volume 1, whenever Will gains his powers, I don't know if you remember, but when Vecna comes out of the hole and he's, like, getting rid of all of the army guys... And then there's just Joyce, and she's like, "Stay away from my son."
Oh,
and
yeah,
you can see him look at her and just like, he kind of swats her away, but very gently compared to everyone else that like.
Yeah, he put his fingers through a guy's face.
Yeah, like he could have definitely. I mean, she could have been, a thorn in his side. He could have definitely easily gotten rid of her at that point, but he didn't. And so I felt like that could have been an entryway into like, well, why?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I thought that's what this season, or at least like the last 4 episodes, because that happens, episode 4, right, of the first volume?
3.
Was it 3? Okay. But it happens in the first volume, right? So
Right? I don't know.
it happens in the first volume.
It happens in the first volume.
And I thought the second volume was going to be more building on Henry's backstory and his connections with Hawkins and stuff. And then the final...
Well, and we already learned a lot about Henry in season... 3.
Yeah.
We learned a lot about him in season 3.
I forget about it.
But, like, just the tie between Henry and Joyce and Hopper, like, I feel like that could have been expanded on. And I know a lot of people did not want a Vecna redemption story, which I get that. But, like, even just a recognition of the fact that Henry was human at one point and a victim, like, I feel like they could have done a lot with that and Joyce and Hopper's character.
Well, I guess they kind of try to do that, right?
Oh, yeah, but he's
Because-
like, no, I chose to go with...
Well, he goes, what is it? Someone brought it up on a TikTok. He goes the scary movie route where, like, they're in the basement with the ring girl or whatever, and they're like, you were a little girl. It wasn't your fault. And they're like, you're right. You're right. I'm free. And, nah, I'm just screwing with you. Like, that's, like, the same energy it gave off as, like, I wanted to do this. Like, the mind flare doesn't control me.
But I feel like that's unfair because Henry was once just a boy who was deeply misunderstood.
Right. I mean,
and also a victim.
You see that memory. Like, they make it a huge memory point for him and that he's scared of. And it's when he first gets the mind flare particles or whatever.
If you watch the first Shadow, you really get to see, like, how he was just a weird kid.
Right.
He was a weird kid, and, like...
And he didn't want to do any of that stuff, right?
He didn't. But then, like... I mean, he ends up killing his mom. But then who's to say he would have even done that if not for the Mind Flayer's influence?
Like,
so
right.
it's... I don't know. I think I would have enjoyed that. But again, like... It just felt so rushed.
Yeah, it felt like they left too much on the table. Like, it just... Even for me, who wasn't so involved with the story, like, as, like, you or other people, even watching that last episode, I felt so, like, but what about this? What about this? Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, why is this happening this way? Like, there's so much that even just a casual person could look at and be like, well, that's kind of weird. I don't know.
I was really excited when they finally brought in their science teacher.
Oh, yeah. He was fun.
Mr. Clark.
Schnookums.
Yes, I was so excited because this man has been giving these kids little tidbits of information the whole series, and now finally he's clued in.
Like, now he gets to understand why.
That was satisfying.
All right. Who was your favorite character?
You know my favorite character. Will. Will is my favorite.
Will was your favorite. I mean, that makes complete sense. I mean, he has a really good story.
They put him through so much, and, like, I feel like he still got shit in the end.
I was like, yeah, it feels like he doesn't really have, like, this big redemption of, like, really overcoming it all in a way.
It's just like, I mean, they get, like, yeah, my friends don't hate me for being gay. That's it.
And I'm happy with that. My favorite character was Murray.
Oh, we love Murray.
Murray was so funny. I mean, he's like the comedic relief the whole time, right?
Well, and somebody even was just like, somebody get Will and Mike and Murray alone together, because that was Murray's kind of thing. It's like he helped Jonathan and Nancy, and then he helped Hopper and Joyce. And so, like, that could have been, like,
he's our little Cupid.
Yeah, like, if Byler was going to happen, then they could have done that. Or even Mike and Elle, because they had some issues.
Yeah, Murray.
And I'm also really upset for Elle that was her ending, because sure, yeah, I believe she's in Switzerland or whatever, but, like, the reality is she's most likely dead, and, like, she lived this horrible life, got to have friends for a little bit, and then was like, well, nobody else can be happy unless I'm dead. Bye.
Everyone would just be happier if I was gone.
Well, not just that, but
No, I
the
know.
only way to save the day was to get rid of herself.
Right. I mean, it would be nice. You want to believe, right? You want to believe that it was all a ruse, that she had to fake her death. But people point out a whole bunch of stuff, right? They had the little cancellation things there. So how could she have used her powers to tell Mike?
Right. Exactly.
But if she wasn't in the way of the, like, so if she really would have snuck off, like, I don't know. It's so weird because, like, the show made it a point that, like, even through walls and stuff, if those little power dampeners were on them at any point, they were incapacitated. They couldn't move or anything. So she would have had to have been in the truck to get through, right? The military had those things on them. There's no way she could have gotten out of the truck, even if invisible.
Right, because just one of them made her really, like, could not move. And they had 3 of them pointed at her.
Yeah, and so, like, there's that. There's...
I mean, like, and I guess that's kind of, like, a moral to the story is that, like, you can have faith. Or, you know...
Yeah, let's have faith that the writers don't suck.
Well, not just that, but just, like, faith that, oh... Elle's okay. She's in a better place.
No, she definitely. I don't know.
You know, like.
That's the other thing. Like, so let's say Elle did get blown through the wormhole side. Is she really in a better place? Is she dead, alive? Because if she's living through that, that's got to be scary.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, I'm happy. Like. I'm happy it's over and, like, happy you get an ending, a conclusion. But there was just so much they could have done better.
Yeah. There was a lot of holes, a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of questions. But I don't know, man.
If you had to rate it on, and I do 3 ratings. A neutral rating, meaning you don't like it or hate it. A negative charge, which means you don't like it, you don't recommend it. Or a positive charge, you like it and you recommend it, what would you do?
I hate it because, like, I want to say neutral because I love the show, but I am disappointed.
Yeah, I still say positive, like,
because I mean there were moments where I cried, like there were tears and like the feelings were felt, but like I probably say like so many times in this. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. That's you. That's your personality.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Oh no, no. I think a positive. I even despite the issues. I'll be right there, buddy. Despite all the issues, I still think it's a good show. Oh, you did it. Good job. He must have figured it out himself. He's so proud. He's been getting so good at that game. Like, he's getting way better than when he first started.
Yep.
Our son's been playing Tears of the Kingdom, and he
loves it.
He's loving it, and he's learning how to solve puzzles now. So it makes it even better. Because I used to always have to step in to solve puzzles for him. Now I don't. But yeah, so I liked it. Like I said, there's a lot of issues with it, but I don't think it makes it unwatchable or where I wouldn't recommend it to people.
Also, I think how much you enjoyed the last episode also depends on if you binge watched the entire series beforehand. Because if you picked up just where, like, say, when did season 4 come out? Like,
a couple of years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
So if you didn't go back and rewatch everything and just picked up where it left off, I feel like you might have had a better experience.
Like people who were not,
because like you kind of forget all the little things,
right? And maybe that's what it was. Is I had kind of forgotten some of those other things, and so I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Like, and it seems like online, most people who are just more casual fans of the show seem to enjoy it more than people who were more invested into the show.
And you know, maybe that's my own downfall. I don't know how to be a casual fan. I just can't.
You go 100%, 110%.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta be like me. Live everything at 60%. I'm never disappointed.
I don't know, man. Yay, I guess.
You seem like you were having a good time.
It's because I love the show. I love what it stands for, and I love... Don't laugh at me.
I'm not laughing. I love you. And
Me too.
it's just fun. And we're both mad about it, though. Like, we both...
Also, can we still be friends? No.
Best friends.
That was...
Yeah, that was pretty...
like, bro.
That was like the cringiest part of that whole show. Anyway, though, thank you guys so much for hanging out. And
I'm sure there was a lot we left out, but...
just like the I was going to call them the Dunder Mifflin brothers, the Duffer brothers. They left a lot of stuff out, and so did we. But we didn't spend the last 8 to 10 years getting people's hopes up for this. Oh, about to sneeze.
Bless you.
But thank you guys so much, and hopefully you enjoyed that. If you guys watch Stranger Things and you have strong opinions like we did,
Let me know.
yeah,
Tell me.
Casey needs to know. She needs to know everything.
On the other hand, will be on AO3 reading all of the rewrites and enjoying them all. Thanks.
I think that's the problem. We've seen so much better fan writing and things on fanfics and stuff that,
Fan theories.
like, even if they're all just kind of batshit crazy, they're still written so much better. But like I said, I just attribute it to the writers being tired. They just wanted it
But
to
my
be
thing
over.
is, like, if that was the case, why not bring in fresh eyes, especially like the fans? Like, I mean, of course, you don't want to just do bit for bit what the fans want, but like, take in some external criticism.
That's true. That's true. All right, guys. Well, we're going to let you go. Happy New Year. Hopefully you guys live up to all your expectations that you set for yourself. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bry-Fy out.